Welcome back to Crash 2. Last time we defeated Ripperoo, who was extremely easy, and got access to the second warp room. This time, we're actually not going to be doing the levels in order here. Snowbeers requires something in order to get the box gem, and for that we're going to need to go to Air Crash. But this is a little weird. We're actually not going to Air Crash for the box gem. Even in a speedrun that uses sequence breaks to get the red gem in Snow Go early, and a few other things in later levels, this is the one time in the game that you have, well, in a speedrun, that you have to visit a level twice. So it's unique in that regard. There is no way you can 100% this level in one go. But as you can see, this is the sequel level to Hang 8, and we get a mask right off the bat, which of course won't protect us from water because platform game protagonists just love drowning for some reason. Got a 3 formation of piranhas there. I'm going to hit this checkpoint, but only this checkpoint. There's a reason for that. Hi there, suspicious platform in the middle of nowhere. We'll come back to you later. For now, though, let's just get through this waterboarding segment, and I'm actually not caring about boxes here, one of the few times in this playthrough that I can do this, because there's no point. We can't get the box gem anyway. This waterboard segment is not too bad, except for, you got a little preview there, those nitros at the very end of this segment can be annoying because your momentum tends to carry you a little sideways sometimes. Okay, good, we passed them. You need to thread the needle there pretty carefully. Here, you need to wait for this platform. I could have gone there, but I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, we need to time this carefully because that hippo is going to go down once we jump on it, and there's no point to getting in that bonus because it's just boxes and we can't get the box gem. Also, no point in getting that box that's dangerously positioned. We'll come back to that later. But past these 2 platforms is the part of the level that's actually the most interesting. This skull platform only appears if you've got to this point in the level without dying. Once you reach the skull platform once, you can die as much as you want and it'll stay. But before you get there, yeah, you cannot die at all. This leads to an area that, when I was younger, I called a danger path. I think the official term is death route. You can tell why. These tend to be a bit harder than what you face in the normal level. There's no boxes in this one, though. Oh, that will change later when the developers get really evil, but for now, yeah, we don't need to worry about boxes here. What we do need to worry about is making this platform cycle, which is actually a little tricky. You need to stay on this one for a bit longer than you normally should. And now, waterboarding segment with lots and lots of nitros. They don't call this a death route for nothing. And then we have this bit. Okay, don't hit that nitro. I think I'm already in the whirlpool suction. So, you need to go right to the very left and boost. That's the way to get past that area. Now, this place does actually get easier if you do the certain secret thing that you have to do to get the box gem. Let's just say that it involves the nitro exploder, but anyway, we're through that, and with all of our masks as well, which is actually going to be a waste for reasons that you'll see soon. Jump on the hippos and get a gem. This is not the box gem, though. This is the danger path gem. Most of them have one. This is also the exit to the level, so this level actually has 2 exits. Actually, I lied. This level has 3 exits, and for that reason, we're going to kill ourselves now. So, I'm just going to use a death warp here just to save on trips. I technically could have done this earlier back in Turtle Woods, but I felt like I wanted to get both of the cutscenes there. It was easier if I did 2 passes. Anyway, as you can notice here, dying does not take away your collectibles, so that can be abused quite a bit in this game. For now, though, we're back to this checkpoint. What we need to do here is not jump on the waterboard. Instead, 1, 2, 3, and hit that. Yeah! How they expected people to figure that out without a guide, I'll never know. This actually isn't the first secret exit you're meant to find. At least I don't think so. There's another one that's much more obvious, and we'll get to that later. You still get to keep your collectibles from Hang 8, but where are we? This is interesting. There's a portal to Snow Go, but we were in the second warp room, and Snow Go's a first warp room level, and this doesn't look like the first warp room. Level 7, okay. Level 14, level 26, and 27. Huh, that's weird. There are only supposed to be 25 crystals. And this is a cool touch. If you look in the background here, these are the islands from Crash Bandicoot 1. This is the secret warp room. There are 5 portals here that you can only access via secret exits in 5 different levels. All of them are ridiculous guide dangits except for this first one, which we'll get to later. These either lead to secret entrances to other levels, or new levels, as for the last two. So, we're going to be heading into Snowgo. Now, I believe that even though you can actually save here, if you do and reload, you'll actually come out of the portal that you were in last, so in this case, it'll be Air Crash. So, what's through this Snowgo portal? We're about to find out. You can probably tell, though. I should mention, we're about to hear my favourite song in the entire game. So I'm going to go quiet for a bit. I love this song so much. Anyway, I should not have got rid of that seal there, because that's how you get those 2 lives. Also, a few cases of loose Ooga Boogers here, because this area can't have any boxes apart from Nitros, because we've already got the box gem from Snowgo. So yes, this is Snowgo, by the way, just a secret part of it. Which means we get to hear the insanely awesome Snow Secret theme, which I just love this song so much. There is a 3rd loose Ooga Booga there, you know what that means? If I can get it, it is invincibility time! And these crushes stop entirely while you're invincible. And I think you're meant to go invincible here, because of just crashing through all these Nitros. This can be tricky though. Careful you don't carry over your momentum too much on that crate, because you will slide right off into the pit. And I think that wore off at the perfect time. So, let's head down here. And we fall right on the red gem. Yeah, this is how you're supposed to get the red gem. And I should just mention quickly, speedruns do sequence break to get the red gem early, but you still have to, and I can just go invincible again, you still have to open that secret portal to get 100%, because every secret portal is worth 1% in your counter. But anyway, you can't get the box gem going through Snowgo this way, but we've already got the box gem, so that doesn't matter, and Snowgo is quite short, so I can just finish off the level right now. So yeah, that's our first instance of a secret entrance to a level. That's how you're meant to get the red gem. You're normally not supposed to get the red gem without doing that, but there are ways. So, with that, that is everything in Warp Room 1. And I'll let the dance play, because that's a colored gem. Second of 3. And the 3rd is in the second Warp Room, so we'll be getting that one soon too. So yes, take a look at all those glorious shiny gems and crystals, because yep, we have completely cleared out Warp Room 1 now. And there's a reason why I did that. Also, if you want to go back to an earlier Warp Room, you can stand on this and then press down. Crash does that little downward point as well as the upward one to indicate that's possible. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to do that then is because Snowbeers requires the red gem to get 100%, so that's what we're going to do next. I admit that when I was younger, I didn't get the pun in this level's name. I normally hate puns, but I make an exception for Crash levels. There's just something iconic about them. So, it's time for the Snow Sequel level. We're having a lot of snow levels lately. This one starts us right on ice from the outset. So you may notice that I don't have my masks here. Yeah, I may or may not have had an outtake here. This box, let's just get that individually. I think that box is usually an extra life. Well, that was almost bad. I got stuck on the scenery there. But this game has dynamic difficulty in a way. Also, yeah, those endlessly spawning penguins. This game's dynamic difficulty. If you die repeatedly in the same level, it will occasionally spawn you in with an extra mask, and if you keep dying after that, it'll sometimes turn boxes that wouldn't normally be checkpoints into checkpoints. It won't mess with the box count though, there'll always be the same number of boxes in the level. Now yeah, these hedgehogs are kind of weird. They're kind of meant to be invincible while their spikes are up, but I found that sometimes, if you slide into them at exactly the right angle, you can take them out, like right when the spikes first appear. You gotta kind of hit them right on the nose and in the center, and it's often a little bit inconsistent, so I like to just wait for the spikes to go down. Anyway, amazing music again! Yes, we get to hear this track so much in this episode, it's great. Because this is not a danger path, a gem path, and it's got boxes in it, unlike the previous snow route we went through. So, we have to do this one to get 100%, which is pretty awesome. Because this music is amazing. So yeah, that thing had its spikes up, and I was a little too loud on the spin there. There are actually a lot of boxes in this level, no doubt thanks to this path. When I was younger, I didn't actually discover the red gem route for a while, so it took me a long time before I could actually see this area. Now, making these appear. Now, this area can actually be a little tricky sometimes. There's a low ceiling above us that can be a bit tricky to see. I like to make use of a trick here. If you spin when you land on one of these, you won't bounce. So that can be good for just timing your jumps. A lot of TNTs in this area. Just gonna wait for those to go. Of course, TNTs do get rid of any fruit caught in the explosion, but of course they're not counted for 100%. My sister would probably disagree, but yeah, she is a major coin perfectionist when it comes to Mario games or things like that, which would extend to the fruit in this one. This pattern of boxes is kind of weird. I always felt like it was supposed to be making some kind of shape, but I've never really figured out exactly what it was. And I'm pretty sure you're still able to get all of these boxes regardless of how you bounce on stuff. Lot of Wumpa Fruit in this bonus though. Well, not bonus, well, it's kind of a bonus area. I used to call these gem bonuses when I was younger, but I'm not using that term here to avoid confusing them with the actual level bonuses. Now, I believe we need to slide jump this. I think there's a tricky slide jump coming up later, and yeah, always keep bouncing on those even after you've got one box, because they like to hide another box above it. This will get very evil later on, trust me. These bridges, while they may not look like it, they do fall down after you cross them. And we got another crushing segment, and I might have to slide jump these nitros. Nitros on a falling down bridge, that's a little tricky. We also have these icicles, which are new. They do what most icicles do in platform games, fall. And the fruit there make that jump a lot less blind than would normally be. I like that from a design standpoint. This jump, I think, can be a little tricky. There we go. And that's the Nitro Exploder. So we already have 77 boxes. And we're only about a third of the way through the level. This level is one of the few in this game to have over 100 boxes. In Crash 3, a lot of levels had over 100 boxes, but Crash 2 is on less of a scale than that. Got a Crusher positioned after a pit, which leads to an interesting jump here. Speaking of interesting, this area can be kind of tricky to get. Did not mean to do that. Let's make use of ice sliding, making even getting up big slopes easy. Okay, one of those activates when you step under it, crushes. And one of those. That hedgehog is not going to come forward this way, which is good, so I can get it there. Checkpoint, and I believe there's... Yeah, I thought there was a seal on this one. Now, I don't think the icicles can take out the seals. There's a later level that shows that icicles can activate TNTs, but we'll see that in action there. Now, the snow levels like to hide boxes via... Yeah, always make sure that you hear the smashing sound. Like to hide boxes behind these little rock formations in the walls here. The Crushers are actually somewhat interesting. For the death animation for the Crushers was actually changed in the Japanese version for actually pretty morbid reasons. I might, if I don't... Hopefully, I won't end up getting hit by a Crusher and having to talk about it, but yeah. This is a pretty simple bonus overall, if I remember right. Just hit that. Get the boxes behind it, and, okay, there's exactly one part of this bonus that can be kind of tricky. Make sure that your momentum doesn't carry you too far forward there, or you could very easily end up underneath that TNT as it's falling, and that will kill you, obviously. Yeah, boxes that fall on Crash's head will break, but that works against you when it's TNTs or Nitros. And a life here. This one does not hide anything behind that area, so let's keep going. And hey, they've brought back the Rolling Stones from the level Rolling Stones from Crash 1. Of course, I didn't actually... Crash 2 was my first Crash game, so this was actually my first introduction to those things. Like the sound effect they make. Nothing above that. Let's just grab the crystal and then deal with these endlessly respawning penguins, which can be... Okay, good. Got past the spawn point before more appeared. And there was actually a double Rolling Stone there, but it's a little hard to see. And that is the end of that level. So there's the box gem for 124 boxes. A lot of them in that one. So that is another box gem and crystal to our name. I think I might be calling this part here because I kind of did 3 levels here. Well, two and a half levels in a way. And no cutscene. I had a feeling I was getting a cutscene there, but I guess not. Next time, this level. This level is gonna be a little annoying. For certain reasons. So, yeah. I'll see you back here for that. This is one of the levels that I wasn't looking forward to. More mines to deal with. Now, these Nitros can be a bit tricky, yeah. Your momentum works against you a bit... I hit the checkpoint that I said I wouldn't. Dang it. Let's go swing! Another waterboarding segment. This one's actually not too bad. Except for this one, okay, there's a formation of Nitros right at the end here that can be a bit tricky because Crash's momentum can... Okay, that's good. Technically speaking, the bonus is totally pointless, but I'm going to be doing it here anyway. This one's kind of an interesting bonus. Hit this one. Make more of the path appear. Hit this one, make more of the path appear. This one requires a TNT. And this one requires you to belly flop. And this makes the crate bridge. And get these two. This is basically telling you that sometimes you want to hold down the X button while jumping to get the maximum distance. Otherwise, you can't quite make it. And sometimes you can't make it anyway. Okay, what I like to do here is wait for this middle one to go, and then... Okay, gotta time this carefully. Yeah, momentum always works against you in these waterboarding segments. And we're gonna lose this right now, just in time for the amazing music. Now, this area can actually be somewhat tricky. There's a low ceiling there that's a little difficult to see, and it causes that to happen.